everybody, this is Lovable Hatsune Miku here. So in this video, I'm basically going to tell you guys of how I got depression and how I got through it, and maybe some tips that might help you guys if any of you guys are going through depression in your life. So without any further ado, let's just get right into the story. Okay, so if you haven't seen my Kiyomi video, then you guys will probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So to give you the short end of the stick, basically I met a person online and their name was Kiyomi, said that she was like a 11-year-old Japanese girl, and of course I befriended her and stuff like that, and we were like friends, we were really close, we were like sisters, she was like my best friend. And one day I got the news that she died, and of course hearing that news shattered my life, and it was really hard for me to like process it and understand and accept it. But before I get into the whole situation of my whole depression thing, I just want to say that this Kiyomi person wasn't who she said she was. Actually, the person who was Kiyomi actually catfished me. And if you don't know what catfish is, it's basically when someone goes online, pretends to be someone they're not, and basically befriend you and treat you so nice and think that you're like the best person ever to them. And then when you want to meet them, they might like make an excuse or something, or just sometimes even scam you for money, or they're basically lying to your face. And that's basically what this person did. Not the money part, but everything else. She lied to me, and this whole time I thought I was actually talking to the real Kiyomi. And I got catfished, and let me tell you, it really did hurt. Like, she actually did text me, like, explaining, like, she did apologize, and she really was sorry. The reason why she did it is because she wanted to see if people actually cared for her. And, of course, she was, like, young at the time when she did it, so I wasn't too mad at her, but you can honestly imagine how upset I was, because this whole time I was thinking, like, my friend was dead for almost, like, 5 years, and you're now, like, just saying this after everything you put me through for almost 5 years? Like, why would you do that? Why would you even, like, think about, like, faking a death in the first place? Or, like, why would you even pretend to be someone you're not? Like, you just can't do that with people. Honestly, it's so wrong. And to anyone who's ever been catfished, or anyone who is catfishing someone, just stop. It's not worth it. Like, you can honestly do a lot of damage to that person who you're hurting. Like, it might not seem like a lot to you, but really, the person that you're talking to will be really devastated or crushed if you really do that with them. I was really, like, devastated when I thought this person who I thought was Kiyomi actually died. Like, it was so bad. Like, honestly, don't do it. Like, you could seriously hurt someone. Like, they could really take their life. And I've actually heard a story about that on the news. My mom was telling me one time that this person met someone online and they faked their death, and the girl actually took her life. Like, she was that devastated that she actually took her life. And hearing that just made me think of myself, like, really. Because I was really that low in my life. Like, so if you are catfishing someone, or if you have been catfished, stop it. Like, get some help. Like, you won't be a happy person if you do that. Like, some people who catfish do it for fun and they don't care. Some people catfish for I don't know what reasons, and the person who catfished me just wanted to know if people actually cared about her. Like, there are other ways to know if people actually care about you, but faking a death and pretending to be someone for almost, like, a year it's just not, like, cool, man. Like, honestly. But anyways, let me get on to the story of how I got depressed. So, after hearing that, I was really devastated. Like, I didn't want to believe that it was real, and I got depressed, like, really bad. Like, it was, like, it was around when I was in high school, in, like, grade 9 or freaking 10, I think, and it was really close to, like, exams, and you can imagine how bad timing that is. Like, of course, you're, like, depressed and you got exams coming up and you have to study and focus and somehow pass your classes, but how are you supposed to do that when you're depressed and that, like, honestly, you're just, like, at your lowest point in your life? Well, somehow I actually got through it. I honestly don't know how, but I did my exams and I passed, and I wasn't a happy girl at school, I can tell you that. I didn't really, like, talk that much. I noticed, like, the next day after I got the news that Kiyomi died, I was just, like, so quiet in the morning, but I didn't, like, even, like, talk to anyone. I was just, like, so, like, shattered, I guess you could say. But when I went to music class, I broke down crying. Went to my next class, I was, like, crying. It was such a bad time for me. I was crying so much. And of course my brother didn't want to be near me because he was like somehow embarrassed that I was crying a lot, and he kind of ditched me. And well, if you guys haven't seen the Hold On Kill Me video, my friend ditched me, and I had no friends at the time, and it was like really bad. So I was basically on my own, very depressed, all alone. At school, had no one to turn to or to talk to, except for like maybe my mom, and that was it. And I guess my friends online too, but really, it was really bad, honestly, you guys. I do not wish this on anyone. Like, honestly, this really did take a really huge effect on me, and it still affects me to this day, like, honestly. Now, this part in the story is where it kind of gets, like, really dark, and if you guys do think about committing suicide, honestly, go talk to someone, get some help, counseling, therapy, whatever you need to get help or to get better. Like, honestly, just do it. Like, don't take your life. It's really not worth it. So I remember one day I was in the truck with my dad. He bought me like this O. Henry bar, and I was eating it, and on the way back I was thinking of killing myself. And I don't know why, but it really just got to that point. Like, I was just so low in my life that I didn't want to be alive. So I told myself, when I get back, I'm going to hang myself. And I got back to the house. I was like, I have a bed that kind of has like a frame around it, so I found like an extension cord, tied it to the top of my bed, and I made a noose, made it really tight, made sure like if I was to jump off the bed that it wouldn't break, so I made sure it was like really tight. And I was putting it around my neck, but then I thought I should probably say goodbye to my friends online, because I just wanted to say goodbye to them and to thank them that they were really awesome friends. So I made a post on Google Plus saying like goodbye and stuff, like I wanted to kill myself. And right away I received like lots of messages saying like don't kill yourself, and how much I meant to people, and how much I would hurt them if I was to take my own life. So reading those comments and stuff really made me realize, like, what am I doing? Like, if I really do go through with this, I'm going to hurt so many people, like my mom, my dad, my brother, my online friends. And that's when it really did hit me, like, I needed to stop. So, I did tell my mom about it. I gave her, like, the cord and stuff, and she was, like, really sad and stuff. I was sad too, because honestly, who wants to like walk up to their mom and give them a cord, like a cord you were going to kill yourself with, and say, I tried to hang myself with this. I honestly didn't think I was ever going to do that with my life, or to like tell that to my mom, but I really was ashamed, but I'm glad I told her, because she really did help me a lot. I'm sorry if I'm pausing a lot. I'm actually crying as I tell you guys this story, because it's really sad for me and it's hard, but I want to tell you guys the story anyways, even if I am crying right now as I tell the story, because it's really a hard story for me to talk about. I remember one day I was on Google Plus and I was still sad, but I said to myself, you know what, just try to be happy for like maybe 1 hour or 25 minutes, and if you get sad, like, start over again and see how long you last the next time. So I did, and of course I got sad a little faster, but then I kept on getting happier and happier, and I was thinking more positive. And I know what you guys are thinking, how could you think positive when you think your best friend is dead? Somehow, I don't know how I did it, but I just told myself, like, let's see how long we can go for this time. Let's see if we can go to an hour. Let's see if we can go to like a whole day with being happy and not crying. And believe it or not, it actually did work. Like, it's actually a good way to test your emotions. And it really did work for me. So I started being like more happy, and I was like, you know what guys, I'm gonna try and be more positive. And of course my friends were like really supporting. Like, they were supporting me a lot. They were really supportive. And I kind of feel bad because I did meet some of my closest friends through this time. Like, my friend Jeffrey, he met me when I was going through depression, and I think my friend Eduardo, he met me when I was going through depression. And actually, most of my friends online are boys, believe it or not. I don't have a lot of girlfriends online, so most of my closest friends are guys that are online. Don't worry, they're not like super creepy perverts or anything. They're like teenagers and stuff like that. They're really nice to me, honestly. I'm so grateful I've met them. Yeah, some of them have moved on or they have been like busy and we don't talk as much, but I still make sure to like keep in touch with them. So of course I met some of them, and of course at the time I was like a real jerk to most of them. Like, they would try to help me out, and of course little mad me would like lash out at them, and I felt really bad. But I'm like way better now. Like, I don't lash out anymore. Like, I'm way nicer to them, and somehow it all worked out, and we're very close friends. So yeah, as the days went on, I did tell myself to be strong and stuff like that, and I did have to go to therapy. I really did not like it. One of my neighbors down the road is actually a therapist, so I just would walk to her house. Well, I guess my mom would drive me, and of course, me being at therapy, I kind of did get mad at her, and I felt bad because I've known her ever since I was little. So I think she knew that what I meant I didn't really mean, but I was just really mad, and it was just hard to like still accept it, even though I was accepting it and still processing it. But they kept like saying like, do you think she's really real? And this was before I knew like the person who said was Kiyomi was actually faking it. And of course, hearing those words would make me mad, and I would say like, she is real, and like, how could you say that? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that when this whole Kiyomi thing happened, it was like in October. So I was trying to be like positive. Like, as I said, like, as the days went on, I would tell myself to get, like, more positive and stuff. But I was, like, still upset and stuff. And I remember I was, like, online one time, and I was telling my online friends, like, how I was going to be, like, Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. This was before the movie came out. So it's a good thing I actually was Harley Quinn, because everyone last year was Harley Quinn, but I was the first Harley Quinn in my neighborhood, so it was pretty awesome. So I said, I'm going to try and go out trick-or-treating, and I'm going to try and be, like, Harley Quinn and see how long I last. Even though I really didn't want to go out trick-or-treating, I was still, like, debating, like, if I should or not, but I still bought the costume. Well, I actually made my own costume, believe it or not. And I remember I posted something online, and one of my ex-best friends, one of her friends, and some other people, I think, started commenting on my posts, and they were saying, like, it's your fault, like, the friendship ended, even though it wasn't my fault. Like, I don't know. They all just, like, kind of ganged up on me, and they were bullying me really bad. And they said, I hope, like, the next friend you get dies and stuff like that, or they will die. And honestly, hearing that really hurt me. Like, having someone say that, like, your next friend that you're gonna meet in life is gonna die. Like, do you think I really want to hear that when I'm going through depression or, like, getting over the loss of someone? Like, how dare you say that to me? Like, you're not even human if you think that way when someone is depressed. Like, you can't say that. Actually, you shouldn't say that at all, to be honest. So I immediately, like, blocked them, and I was telling my friends and stuff, and they were, like, really supportive. But still, hearing that, I actually was afraid to make friends because I thought they were really gonna die. And because of that, I really had a hard time making friends at school. Even though I did have friends, I was still afraid, like, maybe something would happen to them, and I still, like, I didn't tell them how I thought about that, but still. Yeah, I really did struggle a lot accepting or, like, telling myself to get friends because I was just so afraid of losing them or going through that. And actually, to tell you guys, well, another story, actually, when this Kiyomi so-called died, her friend, I forgot her name, Asuka, maybe? I think that was her name? I really can't remember. Whatever, I kind of befriended her, and she kind of helped me out, even though she kind of was, like, acting a lot like Kiyomi. I kind of thought, like, is this person, like, really who she says she is? Like, this was also before I knew about the whole fake incident thing. But I didn't just judge. I was just like, okay. And of course, I can't remember when this was, but I remember I got the freaking, like, text message saying that she died in a car crash. And, of course, that shattered me to death, and I was just, like, sad again, and it sucked. And another friend of mine, we'll call her Rin, I guess, she went to Italy, and then I get the text message saying that she died in an earthquake, and that really just, like, made me question, like, what the frick is going on? First, Kiyomi died, and now her sister, and now my friend. And then I think like a couple of months later my grandma died, and I was like, really? It was such a really hard time for me, because it would just seem like one death happens and then another death and then 2 more deaths are happening, and it really just felt like so unfair to me. Like, I was just so mad at the world. I was like, why is this even happening to me? Like, why am I still alive? Like, this is so unfair to me. And I know I'm not the only person who goes through this, but honestly, it just felt so unfair. Like, I was like, why is this happening to me? Like, do it to someone else. Like, I don't really mean that, but I was just like, go away. Like, I was just so tired. And honestly, I don't even know if my friend Rin actually really did go to Italy and die. That could have just been the same person who catfished me saying she was Kiyomi with her sister and then pretending to be someone else. Like, I really don't even know if they actually did die or not. I'm guessing the Kiyomi sister one was fake, because that could have just been the same person too. I honestly don't know. All I can say is that it really did affect me. But the third time it kind of happened, I was kind of just like, okay, yeah, whatever. It was still hard to hear, but I kind of saw like a few red flags, and I was like, okay, something is definitely up. Like, why would Kiyomi's sister like die on the scene, and like her other family members wouldn't? Like, why would it just be her? Like, the one person I'm actually connecting with after Kiyomi's death. Why would it only be like her sister and not like the other family members? That doesn't make sense. And like with my friend Rin, like, why was it her that died? Like, I kind of like started putting the pieces together. Like, I kind of noticed like my closest friends I would start making, they would just all of a sudden like die like randomly. And that's when I kind of started thinking like, this is probably fake. I still didn't accept it that it was fake, but in the back of my mind I was like, something is definitely up, because you can't just like, why are my friends, like, just randomly dying now all of a sudden? My grandma dying, that was actually real. That really did happen. And that was really bad timing, too. But still. And to this day, I still don't know if that really did happen or not. But to my calculations, I'm just saying it's probably fake. And I'm honestly just sick of it. So now on to the important stuff. Basically, I'm going to tell you guys how I got through depression. I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, but just wanted to tell you guys of like why I was depressed and stuff. So the first thing I probably did of how to get through my depression, the first thing I did was accept what had happened, like with Kiyomi. I just told myself, like, you know, you just have to accept what has happened and, you know, try and take it step by step every day, and that's what I did. I said, okay, it's finally time for me to accept that this person named Kiyomi is gone. She's not in my life anymore. Like, the times we shared together were amazing, and I'll always, like, remember those. But it's time to move on, and time to make new friends, and maybe I'll meet, like, another friend just like her someday. So that's what I did. I told myself it's time to move on. The other thing I did a lot was listen to music. Mostly, like, Asian music, of course, like Hatsune Miku. Her music, like, really helped me. Basically, like, any music I could find that would make me feel happy, or maybe songs I listened to when I was, like, younger and stuff like that, you know. I would draw, too. Like, art seemed to be, like, a good comfort for me. Like, I drew a lot in the summer, so that was a really good distraction. Sometimes watching anime helps. Like, if you have, like, a favorite anime you like, or like, maybe try to find a happy anime that's really funny, really sweet, you know, uplifting, you know, something to get your spirits up. That's basically kind of what I did. I did watch, like, anime that would help me, and one of the animes I watched at the time was a show called Smile Precure. And if you don't know what that is, it's like a pretty cure show. And, well, I guess in the English version it would be called Glitter Force, and it's on Netflix. So I watched that show, and honestly, if I didn't watch that show, oh my god, that show really did help me a lot. It's a really cute show, and I do recommend it. Another thing that really helped me was watching Pokemon. I know that sounds cheesy, but I watched the X and Y series, and that show got me back into Pokemon, and it was really good. Like, I did watch it, and it made me feel good. Like, it definitely distracted me, so watching Pokemon helps too. Even if you're not a fan or not, like, you know, like, just give it a try if you want. And, well, that's just from my experience, it really did help me. But honestly, I think the biggest thing that really helped me get through depression, like, from my experience and my personal opinion, basically, I told myself, just live your life the way you did before you met this person. And what I mean by that is, like, Okay, so my life before I met Kiyomi was super great. I was really happy. I was really positive. I didn't care about anything. I didn't have like any problems to think of. So that's basically what I did. I know that sounds a little bit mean or maybe kind of selfish if you want to put it that way, but it really does help. Try to live your life the way you did before all of this crazy stuff happened. It might be hard depending on what your life was like before, but honestly, try it. It really does work. Like, I actually did start like living my life the way I did before I met Kiyomi, and I was like really happy, and here I am now, and I'm like super happy. Okay, I might not have like really good days sometimes, but I just live my life the way I did before I met Kiyomi, and it's kind of like going back in time, if you want to say, but it really, really does help. And I do recommend it to anyone. Like, if you've never thought about it before, give it a try. It might be hard. It was hard for me. Like, I did have to accept it still, but you know, I did what I always did before I met Kiyomi. Watched Pokemon, a little bit of anime, listen to music, draw, you know, just be myself and just, you know, be cute and I guess whatever. But really, it really does help. And I hope that helped you guys, like, honestly. And I'm sorry if this video is really long. I just really wanted to get into lots of detail, and sometimes that happens. I kind of get a little sidetracked and I go way into the story. But that's basically how I got through depression, and I hope some of the advice I gave you helps. Even if it doesn't, I hope it's like a little bit, you know, touching to you guys, because honestly it was a really tough time in my life and I hate it. I really do hate it. And maybe like playing video games helps you guys, or yoga, you know, taking a nice stroll in the park maybe, or swimming, you know, whatever like floats your boat. But those are the things that helped me get through it. And I guess like snuggling with my dogs and talking to my friends, that really does help. Like, talking to people really does help. So that's basically going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the story and for watching this video. And until then, I will see you next time. Goodbye.